What's up, everybody? Back again with another mailbag. I got my partner Nick here. Nick, tell him how you doing. Tell him what's going on. Tell him what's happening in your world.
What is going on? How are you? Well, first off, thank you for having me on. I always love doing this show. I guess some new things. We have got free stickers. Here we go. You guys want stickers? Got free ones. Sorry, the light's kind of fucking it up. We got free stickers. Anybody wants free stickers? Email me or hit me up on Twitter and or Instagram. We also got T-shirts now. One of the shirt like that, and the one with that silent rainbow. Those are $25 each shipped. And there is events that the Occult Rejects will be at. And I do have some that are finally confirmed. I had a bunch of them, and one of them got canceled. So I'm glad I wasn't telling everybody about that one. October 4th, there's a Bigfoot thing, and that's at the factory in Franklin, North Carolina. It's like it's an amusement park, actually, inside. And the thing's going to be inside there. Be pretty, yeah, they have rooms that they can rent and stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. Then October 18th, Charlie's Beyond Belief at the Tropical Lodge in Fort Myers. They'll be at the Masonic Lodge out there. And we got booth 33 just to go along with the Masonic Lodge. You know, of course, we have to. And Brooke from Dark, Florida, who's part of the Occult Rejects, will be there. And she's one of the speakers. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be able to record her, her lecture, and hopefully put it up online for everybody as well. Then October 25th to the 26th, we got Arkansas Paranormal Expo, and that is in Little Rock, Arkansas. We will have a booth there for 2 days. And then there's another one that's for sure. That's November 22nd. That is a UFO thing, and that is in Mooresville, North Carolina, basically Charlotte. And it will be at the Army National Guard. So interesting. Yeah. Maybe they got some UFOs over there they're going to show us. But yeah, that's the new stuff, new shit. Free stickers. We got T-shirts and events. So that's what's up.
How can they get the free stickers?
They just got to hit me up. Send me their info, and on Instagram, Twitter, or if somebody wants to send me an email, I check my emails at nypatriot1978@gmail.com. Yes.
Right. Well, I don't know about the audience, but my town is fully tagged up. Everybody who doesn't know.
I sent you a lot of them, actually. Did I send you them a few times? Because I think you were like, yeah, I'll take some more. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, throw them on your route when you're out driving.
Right. There's a lot of esoteric stickers in places that maybe people shouldn't go. But those are the people we want watching this show. So, how's it been? It's been a while. My cell phone service went out, and the Wi-Fi here is total garbage. So I had to go back to the cellular store and get that all fixed. And that's why we're doing a late show a day early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yo, right? A late show a day early. Yeah, fuck. How did we fuck that up, actually? Yeah. I should have just done it tomorrow. Sorry.
Just no big deal.
Maybe I'll do one Sunday to catch up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I got a trialogue I got to make up and everything else. And I missed all those great shows this weekend.
I actually checked for your fucking trialogue. I was like, yo, let me see if my boys. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even do his trialogue today. I was like, something must be up with that internet. But I actually checked.
Yeah. So, hey, did you happen to notice that the hand episode is dropped on audio? So now we've got the symbolic hand episode that people can go listen to. It's still a banger. It's so great how all these different pieces come together while we're doing that episode. I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that, actually. Yeah, we got to do another episode.
Feet. We got to get the feet.
Yo, that is a thing. I remember I've even brought that up. What's up with them always sticking their foot out underneath this shit? They're doing it on purpose. That isn't like, I don't know.
Right. They're not foot fetishes. Not all of them.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right?
Maybe.
Not all of them. But yeah, we got to do symbolic of the feet and maybe legs too, because there's so much in Greek mythology about the legs. Do you have your symbol for the week?
Yeah. If you want to pull it up, I have. You know what? I got to see. My bad. I got to present. I'm slipping here.
What's up with the feet?
Yeah, you saw that. What's up with the feet? Yeah. What's in the box? The feet.
Let's see.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is the hexafoil, aka the Disney wheel or daisy wheel. Sorry, daisy wheel. And is a compass drawn a rosette of 6 interlocking lenses, a 6-petaled flower, often inscribed on stone, timber, and plaster. And it shows up in medieval contexts in a few ways. One as a Gothic architectural motif in windows and tracery, and as a apotropic, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, a protective mark scratched by masons and householders at doors, fireplaces, and vulnerable spots to turn away harm. When do they think it first showed up? They think antiquity. The 6-petaled rosette is documented as a decorative motif since at least the late Bronze Age, and reappears through the Iron Age and Roman periods. Geometric, and that's the geometric patterns for that one. The medieval adoption by the 12th to 16th centuries, hexafoils are standard vocabulary in Gothic architecture. Again, it's on stone tracery, cloisters, stained glass framing. You can literally find hexafoil panels and frames in major medieval churches and manuscripts. For example, the Italian church facades. You'll see them, San Domenico, whatever, around at Lucera, around the 1300s. That has it all over it. It has preserved cut stone hexafoils in it. It also used as a protective ritual mark in Britain and parts of Europe. Compass-drawn hexafoils, also often called witch marks today, are widely recorded on late medieval and especially Tudor or early modern fabric around the 16th and 17th centuries. They're frequently on buildings that themselves are medieval. Whereas it has been seen and used again in churches and kind of medieval sites. It's been seen in Portuguese cathedrals also as well, again on fabric. And what does it mean? It's kind of a protective thing. Again, they describe hexafoils as marks to ward off evil or demons. It's kind of sometimes associated with witchcraft, or even considered almost like a thing, like goes along with the evil eye, something kind of like that. It's to get rid of spirits. Cosmological or solar or storm associations. Some scholars read the rosette as a solar emblem or a thunder wheel linked to Indo-European storm gods. This is a scholarly interpretation rather than a single medieval doctrine. Just to let people know that. And in Britain, the hexafoil often appears alongside Marian monograms. So something maybe up with that too. And I think it's pretty much it.
That flower of life type motif really picked up from the hexafoil, right? So
yes.
Right. So they kind of rebranded and relabeled the hexafoil as this flower of life thing in the 1970s because this guy went over to Egypt and he found it in one of these ruined Egyptian temples. And he brought it back and he's like, this is the flower of life. It can be found all over the world. And he starts naming them off. And this is where we have that mythology today. But the hexafoil in that case, they went to the place he was talking about and they found it. It was actually graffiti, Christian graffiti, over top of the hieroglyphics that were there originally. So what the guy was seeing was actually a hex sign. And so cinquefoil, hex sign, it's all sort of in that same milieu. So it really is, late Bronze Age originated, but it was done by the Christians on the temples of the late Bronze Age.
Yeah. There was even people are even saying in the chat, this stuff, I'm even thinking about it now, even when I went to DC and Nashville. Those things were on you remember, I think those things were on a lot of buildings that I filmed. But just looked a little bit more artistic. But yeah, those things are on everything if you think about it. A lot of shit. They're on a lot of shit.
Well, I'd have to measure it, but I think I'm seeing ratios there that can be used in architecture. So they said it can be drawn with the compass. I wonder if this is at the basis of how they measure out and create the beams for the structure. So as you would connect those lines on the inside, you would also be calculating the archways and things like that, using this sort of symbol as the basis point for what your measurement should be when you're making these, fantastic things. Because I didn't think they were working off blueprints, the same way we do. They had to kind of wing it and understand what the ratios would be so that the structure sticks together and actually resonates at a certain frequency. So using rosette like that, or some other geometric figures, and using the interior line work, I guess you could actually calculate the width and depth and height of the structure. So there's a lot there, I mean, I think it goes into the whole fractal idea. You could turn that into sort of like the basis point, and then all of the things off of it are like fractals, kind of like the pentagram.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another thing too. Like even like you were saying before, when I saw that image, well, when I first went to start looking for images, obviously Wikipedia just seems to always show up a lot, for images on things if they have them. So when I clicked on the image, it brought me there, and I noticed that like what you were saying down below it was showing how you got into almost that sacred geometry fractal shit from that.
Right.
And same exact thing that you said, you'll see it actually done on Wikipedia, showing you how it went from there to there.
Right. So Candace Owens has kind of cemented a phrase that helped her to understand what was happening within the conspiracy world, which is the Midas touch. So I thought I would bring up King Midas.
Oh,
right?
I love it. Nice.
The guy who turned everything to gold with a touch. Now it's so common. The way she uses it, she says that the elites will pick somebody and then they'll just have a free ride all the way up to the top, kind of like Emmanuel Macron. He didn't really have to go to school. He didn't really have any qualifications for the jobs that he had. He was like the head central banker for the Rothschilds and all the rest of this. So she refers to him as being one of these individuals blessed with the Midas touch. So there are probably lots of other ones in that same situation. And when you're looking in the background, they don't really have anything to back up their credentials, but somehow they make it to the top. And so King Midas is king of Phrygia, right? So you've heard us talk over and over and over again about the Phrygian cap, right? So this is in Thrace, kind of south of Thrace. And so this is the king over there, right? So there's a lot of mythology attached to this guy and that region specifically, especially the Phrygian cap. Many myths came to be associated about it. Members of the Phrygian royal house. So his father was Gordius from the Gordian knot idea. And that was one of the trials of Alexander the Great. He has to get through the Gordian knot, and he decides he's just going to fucking cut it. So his mother was Cybele, the most famous King Midas. Yeah, so he's right in the middle of all that stuff. Is remembered in Greek mythology for his ability to turn everything he touched into pure gold, and this came to be called the Golden Touch or the Midas Touch. Legends told about this Midas as and his adopted father Gordius, credited with founding the Phrygian capital city of Gordium and tying the Gordian knot. And so actually that kind of goes into your symbol too. Right. So the flower of life is supposed to be kind of like this knot work as well. There's several symbols, including the Norse symbol that I keep bringing up with the 3 triangles that are sort of like these knot work ideas. This was in the 2nd millennium BCE before the Trojan War. Homer does not mention Midas or Gordius, while instead mentioning 2 other Phrygian kings, Mygdon and Otreus. Midium was presumably named after him, and this probably also Midas, according to the Pausanias, founded Ancria, today known as Ankara. Another King Midas ruled Phrygia in the late 8th century BCE. Most historians believe this Midas to be the same person as Mita, called king of the Mushki in Assyrian text who warred with Assyria and its Anatolian provinces. If you think about the differences in how the Neo-Assyrians saw the world versus how the Greeks saw the world, and how they interpret the same characters, and the Greeks give you stuff like this, whereas the Neo-Assyrians give you like stick figures with strange bug eyes. It's so interesting how these two different cultures are depicting the same area and the same events in totally different ways.
It's funny they said the bug eyes. You're right, right?
Right. Yeah. They've got the Sumerian bug eyes where it just seems like their eyes are too big for their face.
A little like, yeah, like reptilian, like something.
Right. And so that was kind of the Neo-Assyrian style. And they basically kept a continuity with the motifs coming through the Sumerians, right? And so you see this a lot with the what do you call them? Canaanite Phoenicians. They've got more advanced art styles, but they keep the eye style of the Sumerians, which is really interesting to me. It's like you're claiming ancestry in how you make these different figures. There's more to it than just, simple shapes. These are actually a continuity that stay throughout the centuries. So there's a Midas monument in Phrygia that dates back to about 700 BCE, and many contradictory legends about the most ancient King Midas. In one, Midas was king of Pessinus, a city of Phrygia, who as a child was adopted by King Gordius and Cybele, the goddess whose consort was, and who, by some accounts, was the goddess mother of Midas himself. Again, this Cybele figure almost creates people out of nothing. It's parthenogenesis. So in Thracia's Mygdonia, Herodotus referred to a wild rose garden at the foot of Mount Bermion as the Garden of Midas, son of Gordius, where roses grew of themselves, and each bearing 60 blossoms and surpassing in fragrance. So apparently there's mystic bushes associated with him as well.
Mystic bushes. That's great.
Well, I mean, the mystic bush motif you see happening over and over again in lots of different cultures around the area. And the Phrygian culture was sort of like the bridge or the crossway between the East and the West, Greece being in the West, and then all of the rest of this stuff is down south and east of that point. And so Phrygia really did become one of these crossover hubs for a lot of different cultures and a lot of different happenings. And what Herodotus, now it wasn't Herodotus, I believe it was Plato that said that the Phrygians and the Egyptians had a contest of which society was ancient. And instead of the Egyptians even putting up a fight, they just gave up. They're like, you guys beat us. The Phrygians are the oldest in the world. And so that was the idea back then. And you see Cybele as this figure that's sort of a constant all throughout the most ancient times in Phrygia. So this ancient goddess worship really did influence everything else. It was one of the most primary things. And so people get all freaked out with the Attis worship and the self-castration and all the rest of that stuff, which did come out of Phrygia, right? It did come out of Thrace. It did come out of this region. But you have to go back and say, yeah, that's actually super, super like 45,000 years ancient type stuff going on.
Yeah. Just a
And
little.
a lot of people, right? A lot of people don't give Phrygia their due, but like we even have the Phrygian cap on our seal for the army today.
I was going to say, I heard you and other people even bring that word up.
It's okay. The Smurf hat.
Yeah. You told me that. I had no idea when you told me that shit.
Right.
Well, I had no idea that Gargamel made that blonde bitch.
Right.
To infiltrate the Smurfs. I had no idea until recently.
Weird. And like, so there was no females in Smurf society until this wizard created one out of the dust and then put her there to take them down. But think about the other creation myths, right? Who's the first woman in Greek mythology? First human woman.
Oh, no, actually. Really?
Now you're close. She's got a box.
Oh, don't they all do?
Yeah, they do. But this one was the first. This was Pandora. Pandora is the first
God,
woman.
Pandora's box. Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Yeah, I know what you. That was the goal. So yeah, she was the first woman, and she was made as a punishment to man. Zeus created her as a punishment, and then gave her the box and said, "Don't open it." And
Oh
so she
man, you
goes
really
down to
know how to
Earth
do
and
it.
she
Too.
opens it.
I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna create woman.
Right. That's exact. And then Garden of Eden, same idea. I'm gonna create woman that's gonna fuck with you, and she's the first one to take the bite of the apple too. It's really interesting how they viewed women as a punishment a lot of times.
Yo, how do you know Adam didn't bite the apple just to get the fuck out of the garden away from Eve?
Right.
He's like,
Right.
yo, what gets me the fuck away from you, lady?
That whole situation is just so bizarre. It's like if you go back to the root histories of that mythology, it sounds nothing like it. It's like this space tale between this crazy chaos dragon who gets forgiven, by the way. So at the end of the story in the original mythology, this viper causes them to become mortals. Right. So he's sort of guarding the tree, and as they take a bite from the tree, he bites them, and then they become mortals. Before that, they were immortal. And so it's like the fall in the garden. There's so many crossovers between the original myth and what they have in the Bible, but it's like they perverted it in ways that make it really like guilt driven and everything else. So they changed the original mythology to make it more guilt ridden, which I think is kind of interesting. They're kind of making an admission there without saying it. It's like we use this as a weapon. But let's see. We got emails, hopefully.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, check this out. You know what? If people send in a story, send in your address and I'll send you free stickers too. There you go.
Yo, did you hear that, guys? So,
and I send out
if
8
you
of
have
them.
stories,
Keep it the magical, the magician. 8. So you'll get 8 free stickers.
You got it. So you got to get those emails out about your weird. God damn it! Why does it have to be so autistic?
Yeah, he's always like, "I got you, Nick." Awesome. Well, I was gonna send him the stickers anyway, but he's like, "All right, I'll give you a story too."
No, I'm talking about my email. Like,
no, somebody in the thing already says, "I got you, Nick."
Oh yeah. Well, you know where to send it. It's the Headless Giant Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, send the story there and send me the address. I got you. Oh, we got that.
This is so infuriating.
Got that kid Alexander coming back on this Saturday. That's something upcoming.
Oh, what's that?
Were you on with him the first time? Maybe not. He was that smart Polish kid. He like wrote a book. Yeah, he's really good with like megalithic stuff and science and the spirituality, like mixing both. Yeah, he's got him. I think 2:00. I think this Saturday we got him.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool dude. Yeah, he sent me a book and everything. I haven't got it yet, but he did send it to me. Really nice dude. Yo, and he's mad young too. Dude, I think he's only like in his early 20s. I had asked him and I was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. When you see him, you're gonna be like, holy shit, this kid is smart. For like, you're gonna be like, I wish I was like fucking like that at his age.
All right. So this is one I have from I guess we're gonna call her Bad Hat Harriet.
Oh shit.
Hi, Headless. Okay. It's Tamara. Oh, she's in the chat. Hey.
Oh,
Tamara.
yeah. We see her a lot. I like it. Yeah, she's supposed to be starting her own podcast too. Let's go. Let's go, lady.
Let's freaking go. Hi, Headless. It's Tamara. Hope you are well and enjoying your summer. At one point, a few years back, 2015-ish, I was deep into studying root work and herbs. After reading mugwort tea was known for aiding with lucid dreaming, I bought some to try. Here are 2 dreams I experienced after drinking mugwort. Have you ever had mugwort?
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Well,
I don't like
it's not good. It's kind of like musty a little bit. You know what I mean? It tastes like dust.
Yeah, I've tried like making tea with it. I've also tried smoking it. Well, I tried smoking it with all the shit.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it.
Well, I used to have an occult club at the college I was going to, and I would just brew up a thing of mugwort tea and bring it with me, and everybody would drink the mugwort at the school library. It was
Isn't
awesome.
it? Is that where it's supposed like it's supposed to be like a natural, like not a sedative, but you aren't you supposed to catch like a slight buzz from it too?
Yeah, it's a really interesting high. It's not like, smoking weed or anything that extreme. It's just like it
Relax.
levels out your yeah, it levels out your vagus nerve, and it's a really easy way to relax. And it's nothing like it's not even like kratom. Like I've had kratom tea before. That's more extreme than mugwort. Mugwort's far more gentle. And so when you can actually brew it up with other flavors that are actually good. So I would do mugwort hibiscus tea. And once you've got those flavors interacting, it's actually quite decent.
That is interesting. You said it helps relax, like through the vagus nerve. You said?
Right. Yeah, it just sort of calms the body down.
I guess I'll look into that shit.
All right. So this is the first dream. After hiking up a winding trail up a mountain that seemed more like a twisty Grinch who stole Christmas tree, I was met midway up by a faceless, cloaked man who had come out of a small crystal grotto or cave. Without talking, he handed me an old pink vinyl binder with my masking tape label on the front of it with my name written in capital letters in a black marker. It looked like a binder I might have had in grade 4. Under my name, also in marker, was written Akashic Record. I rushed to open it and see the contents, but alas, it was sealed shut. He shook his head and took my pointer finger in his hand and pushed it far up my nose. It was weird, but I trusted him. I felt something hard and cold, and when I pulled it out, it was a long, quartz clear crystal. I felt very vulnerable, yet better and clearer without it plugged up there. I wish I could remember more. That's awesome. That's the first dream.
Oh wow.
This is the second dream, mission dream. Flying dreams are my favorite dreams. Even before the mugwort tea, I would dream of squatting down in a corner of a room and lift off. I would float up into the ceiling or sometimes go fly in a park or forest. These dreams would be so joyful, I almost would say a spiritual wet dream. I would wake up in such bliss, tears of joy flowing. This time was different. After drinking the tea, I went to bed and fell asleep. The dream started in the usual manner of me going to the corner of my bedroom, going into a deep squat and leaping, arms raised above my head, hands clasped. I flew straight up and kept going up through the ceiling, up through the treetops and skies, darkness, and then I was in what I would describe as a bright white chrome oval room. Taking up most of the room was a white oval conference table and chairs. The walls had chrome countertops, and above the small rectangular windows, little blue and red lights. In a meeting had just ended. Chairs were not pushed in all the way into the table, and there was a person at one of the counters shuffling and stacking up papers as she was uh, just had taught class and was tidying up for the next group. She didn't notice me at first. She was very tall and beautiful, wearing a tight, white, spicy jumpsuit. She had short black hair, high cheekbones, blue eyes, red lips. She moved like a cat. It seemed my presence and she sensed my presence and looked up from her work. There was recognition in her eyes. We were friends, I sensed, but she was annoyed at me and scared. She said, "What are you doing here?" She looked at my disheveled hair, beige t shirt, khaki sweatshorts, rolling her eyes. I look dirty and sweaty, earthy, I guess. "What if someone sees you in that?" she said. "You are not supposed to be here. You need to go back to your mission." That's all I remember. My takes on this dream have changed over the years. Was this a police or government agency I was doing undercover work for? Some galactic space cop operation? Or something deeper? I have no clue. I think I need to order some more mugwort tea and see if I go back. Well, it sounds like I've got a mission too. I need to order some more mugwort tea and see what was going on there. But no, it's kind of interesting that Akashic record and the other ones seem kind of related. Like, what if this is the pre incarnation phase? And so she's back into the boardroom where she had just, gotten out and then into the earthly realm. And now she's visiting again, but she's not supposed to be there. She still has a mission on Earth.
Fucking muted.
Almost astral projection.
Yeah. I like that I like these dreams.
Right. What's your interpretation? Do you have anything that stood out to you?
I don't know. No, I mean, I honestly thought the crystal up the nose was really good.
Right. I think that's funny. So she was being guided to remove like crystallized energy or something out of the head so that she could access things like the Akashic record. It was almost like instructive or healing dream, right? You have that sort of angle. You've been instructed on how to clear your senses, right? It's interesting.
Yeah, like how Doc was like, what, crystal meth? That would make sense. Pull some crystal meth out the nose.
Right. Well, normally, actually, you're going the reverse. Instead of pulling the crystals out, you're putting the crystals in.
Yeah, that's true.
With enough pressure, right? With enough pressure and heat, you could actually probably turn it into a much bigger crystal.
Oh man. But yeah, people, you hear that. If you got any stories, just to help sweeten the deal here. I mean, because we're asking so much for an email. I'll send I'll send some stickers to you. If you send in a story, leave the email, leave the address with Headless, and he'll I'm sure forward it over to me, and they'll send out the stickers. So,
right. So if you want to be a real Headless fan, what you got to do is you got to get mugwort. You have to get hibiscus, and you have to get like maybe orange peels. Orange peels work well, but like you mix those together and then drink that tea before bed. And then you write the emails to me about what happens next. Right?
Yeah.
I'm factory farming these emails for the show. You've got to drink the mugwort tea and then go to bed and then write me an email. And that will be the next show. Is everybody go out there, get some mugwort tea, mix it up, see if you can make something you like. And the best recipes too. If you've got a really good recipe for mugwort tea, just go ahead and send that to me as well. Because recipes are always enjoyed. If you have any magical formulas, maybe that you use,
put a bag over
things. Right. Well, hey, do you remember the game that we would play as like kids where you would like take a deep breath and then stand up against the wall real fast? And
you remember that shit? Yeah.
Right.
I remember seeing people do that shit.
That was big in the army. Like they thought, they can't get high, they can't get drunk, so they're out there passing out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, it was like I was gone for years and then I just came back.
That's wild.
Absolutely. So there's
how many of those experiences send them into?
Yeah. we don't recommend it, obviously.
No.
So many people fucking die playing that game. Mostly it's because people aren't paying attention to where they're standing, so they'll just fall down and like stab themselves. Fucking nuts.
Oh, Euros is asking, Headless was in the army? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Euros, we got to hit you. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. We got to hit you up, Euros. I wanted to get you on. I was actually thinking about it earlier today. I want to have her on for like the Enneads. She's been covering them with Plotinus. Yeah, we got to get on for that. Yeah. I've been really on that guy's stuff, man. I really dig that dude.
Plotinus is awesome. Like, there's so much crossover between your episode and what I'm studying when it comes to early Christianity and all the rest of these influences. He's so in there. Like that is like Neoplatonism is Plotinus.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah. They'll even say it basically from him, yeah.
Right. And so you're talking about all these magical traditions of theurgy and all these other things that come through that whole circle of Neoplatonism during the 2nd century AD. And a lot of people just sleep on it. They're just like, oh, I read Plato, I read Aristotle. It doesn't.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. I mean, he even covers stuff. He's got stuff on site. He even gets into the eyeballs too, and his Enneads. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. That dude. Yeah, I was impressed.
Right. And it's funny, all these philosophers have their own opinions on things like sight and like the senses and stuff, and they include that in their work. And it's funny because you can see all the cultural influences in how they see the world, because they're literally telling you how they think you see the world,
Yeah.
which is fun. But this has been a great episode. So we'll see you again next time. I don't know. Do you want to do another one tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll see. Actually, I might be able to. Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
All right, we'll fit it in there. About 30 minutes. It's not that bad. I was thinking maybe we should do like a 30-minute show a day, you know? Maybe not me and you, but just
Yeah. Oh
me
no,
doing
no.
it.
Yeah, I have thought about doing like, well, that's why I had said I wanted to continue this and actually make this a thing, is because I do actually think these are good ideas. So yeah, no, especially if it's like actually has information in it, something small and short like this. I think people love that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you again tomorrow around the same time.
Later.